After ending last episode with a win in Minnesota, the Kings get deja vu 2 nights later by a score of 114-97 behind a double-double from Harry Klinkstein and Keegan Murray's 21 points. Anthony Edwards drops 31 and Cat gets 20 and 13 in a losing effort. After that, it's back home for a dub over the Grizz 126-92 as Fox and Sabonis put on their Batman and Robin capes again with 24 for Fox and 23 and 12 boards for Sabonis. Ja Morant drops 29, 11, and 10 in a trip dub and the loss. Bad news for the Kings is Aiden Dermanenko will be out for 1 to 2 weeks with a sprained right foot. The Kings will run an 8-man rotation, and Alan Randolph will get some playing time due to Dermanenko's injury. 4-2 Kings hosting the 3-4 Pelicans, who have been disappointing thus far, but missing Valanciunas. Kings are dealing with a couple of injuries of their own, and the big question is, can Sabonis match up on Zion and be successful? First quarter highlights, it's the early pick and roll action with Fox and Sabonis working for a quick bucket. Check out Sabonis then setting the pick, getting the board, and making a putback bucket right over the hand of Zion Williamson. Later, Spencer Dinwiddie off a pick for 3 to get the Pels within 1 point, and Dinwiddie lofts one, and there's Zion with a slam. Dinwiddie later another dish to Zion with a strong inside bucket as he flexes after it. Pelicans went on a run, and with the 2s in, it's Alvarado to Jackson Hayes for the slam. Check out the beautiful dish later by Hayes to set up a triple, and the Pelicans were up 12 as we went into the second. Davion Mitchell knocks down a 3 to try and get the Kings on a run later on, but it's De'Aaron Fox with one that just gets the game back to 12. Fox pops another triple later on to get the game to single digits, and at the end of the quarter, it's Hernan Gomez over Chris Middleton. No good, gets his own board and gets it to go. It was the Pelicans by 8 points over the Kings heading into the second half. Klinkstein gets room for a pick for 3 and hits it to get the game within 7 points, but the Pelicans weren't letting a comeback spark as it's Murphy to Jones for a rare New Orleans 3-ball, and it became a bit more common as Alvarado dishes to Murphy later, who hits from beyond the arc as well. Daniels passed to Jones right before the buzzer to put the Pelicans up 20. Heading into the fourth quarter, Brandon Ingram finds CJ McCollum from deep, and he'd hit another later off of a pick to get the Pelicans up 25 as they end up winning the game 118-91 over our Kings. Zion dropped 41 points with 10 boards in the win, dominating Sabonis down low, and it was Fox with 36 points for us. Then the Kings visit the Pelicans in New Orleans for the home and home as the Pels win that one too, 125-116, behind 25 and 10 from Zion and 24 and 7 dishes by CJ McCollum. Chris Middleton with his first 30-point game for Sacramento, and Fox had 19 with 10 dishes. If our season wasn't disappointing enough, now Sabonis will be out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken right leg. Keegan Murray moves into the starting 5 with Middleton playing the 4, and Kamani Cooper moves to the final bench spot in the rotation. The 1-win Houston Rockets host our Kings as we look to get back on track after a couple of losses. But will Sabonis being out with a broken leg impact our scoring ability? Rockets have added Mike Conley and rookie Derek Watson to join Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr., who already have given us fits last season. Let's check out the first quarter highlights. Fox already jacking up a triple, no good, but it's D'Angelo with the board and the putback, taking contact from Sengun for the foul. Later, a pretty dish to Middleton, who knocks down a 3-ball, and then we get Fox dancing and prancing. I know, Christmas is over, but another 3-ball. How good is Jalen Green? Right around Klinkstein for the easy lay-in. Kings then in transition, it's D'Angelo for the easy bucket as they led the game by 9. The Rockets' last shot of the quarter, it's a bounce pass to Kenyon Martin Jr. for the lay-in. 9-point game headed into the second. Mike Conley trying to get around Fox, takes the contact and gets it high off the glass and in with the and 1. Everyone in on the action for the Kings as Randolph then nails a corner 3. The Rockets then go on a run with this strong drive to the rack by Fred VanVleet. The dish inside to Jamari Smith Jr. makes it a 4-point game. VanVleet with a long pass up the court to Jabari Smith Jr. to get a bucket with 0.8 to go in the half. It's a 6-point game headed into the third quarter. Mike Conley says Klinkstein's too little, and it was tied at 68 points each. Later, Jalen Green with the long ball gets the crowd into the game with Houston's first lead all night. On the other end, Middleton finds Klinkstein for the triple, and it's tied all over again, but it's Jalen Green too quick to the rack for 2 points. And then it's VanVleet inside to Kenyon Martin Jr. for the slam. The Rockets rolling in transition with another dish to Martin Jr. on the inside for the bucket, and the Rockets had a lead into the final quarter of play. Sengun then started to take over in the paint off of a nice feed right there. And then Conley with D'Angelo on him for some reason. He rolls right around him. Too easy to the rack. Kings down 6 points, but like I said, Sengun dominating in the paint. Down 10, the Kings get a huge shot from Harry Klinkstein in the corner. They needed it, but Jalen Green with the speed gets it high off the glass and the contact, and one as well. And finally, a huge kick out from underneath the bucket to Green for 3 for the dagger. And the Rockets end up winning it 119-105 at home for their second win of the season. Jalen Green with 35 points and Sengun with 20 and 9 boards. I told you he dominated. Middleton led the Kings with 30 points and 8 boards. Then it was back home for a date with Denver, and they squeaked out a win over our Kings 114-111 to hand us a 4th straight loss behind the Joker's 40 points, 11 dishes. Fox had 34 for the Kings. Aiden Dermanenko was then cleared to return to the lineup, and boy, did we need him down low. With D'Angelo younger and on a hot streak, Aiden would be coming off of the bench. Randolph was kicked out of the rotation. Kings trying to stop a 4-game skid and hosting the 5-4 Pacers with their new star, Kristaps Porzingis. For the first quarter highlights, it's TJ McConnell taking it to the rack for the lay-in. Pacers in transition. Later, it's TJ McConnell again all the way himself for 2 more. And then it's McConnell with a little toss to Porzingis for 3. Had the Pacers up 7. Another dish to Porzingis for a 3-ball. Had the Pacers rolling into the second quarter with a lead. Ben Mathurin sighting as he backs it up for a long ball, and Indy's up 15. Mathurin off of a feed later for another triple had the Pacers up big time. And Buddy Hield involved, taking the dish, knocking down a 3, 24-point game. Hield at it later again as the Pacers just annihilating the Kings heading into halftime. Chris Duarte getting involved with a triple as well. Would it ever get close again? Into the fourth quarter we go. 25-point game. Duarte says hell no and gets it back to 28 with a 3. Game ends Pacers 95, Kings 69. Nice, except not so nice. Fox has 26 points, leading the Kings' inept offense on the night. Dermanenko gets 12 points, 12 boards in his return. Porzingis had 25 points, 15 boards, and Hield drops 20 himself. Lakers come to town, and the Kings finally stop that losing streak with a 108-96 win over LeBron, who dropped 30 and 11 boards, and AD, who had a quiet 12.9 board night. Fox and Middleton dropped 22 apiece, with nice rebound and assist numbers as well. However, the last game of the homestand has the Nets rolling with a 129-115 win over our Kings. The Nets may have traded both of their draft picks for Terry Rozier, but it paid off on this night with 36 points and 8 dishes. Durant added 31 points himself. Klinkstein led our Kings with 33 points, and Middleton added 20. First game of a short road trip is a win in Nolens over Zion and the Pels, 112-93. Zion drops 25 points, 12 boards. Brandon Ingram added 20. Harry Klinkstein leads the Kings for a second straight game as he had 24, and both teams moved to 6 and 8. Jared Butler finally heals his injury, and he will take his spot in a 9-man rotation going forward. 6 and 8 Kings are on a road against Luka and the 4 and 8 Mavs. The Mavs failed in adding another star to their lineup, and they just kept Christian Wood as the number 2 and a paint beast. Would it pay off? First quarter, Fox off of a screen of Luka for a 3 to start the scoring on the night. And on the other end, it's Hardaway Jr. from the corner for his own triple. Kings transition. Klinkstein to Middleton down low off the glass is good for a 6-point lead. And later, Keegan Murray with a hand in his face. He does not care. Bang! It went well until this oop to Christian Wood for the slam, and then an open three created and nailed for the tie headed into the second quarter. Then it's Luka creating for himself. Another three ball, Mavs up 5. The Mavs opened a 7-point lead, but welcome back Aiden Dermodenko. Luka dish for another Dallas 3 to get the lead to 8 points, and the Mavs had it at 12, but it was De'Aaron Fox with a nice drive in the lane and the lay-in to get it to 10 heading into the third quarter. The De'Aaron Fox alley-oop to Keegan Murray for the dunk. 8-0 Sacramento Kings run. Murray cross-court pass to Chris Middleton to knock down the triple and get the Kings within 1. Middleton then rattled in a straight-on 3, and the Kings found themselves up 4 points. End of the quarter, Randolph has one roll out of the rim, but Davian Mitchell with the putback to give the Kings that 1-point lead again heading into the fourth quarter of play. Mavs up 2 points, dish to Josh Green, who gets another 3 to go. And Tim Hardaway Jr. gets loose in the paint for an easy Luka Doncic dish. Later, it's Hardaway Jr. with a dagger 3 as the Mavs outplay us in the fourth quarter, resulting in a 93-86 win on a slow night from Luka. Just 19 points, we just couldn't take advantage. Christian Wood had 16 with 22 boards. For the Kings, Fox had 22 points and Middleton with 18. We just needed more from the bench. Kings return home for a 115-106 win over the Bulls as Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan go for 27 each for Chicago. Harry Klinkstein and Chris Middleton go for 21 apiece for the Kings, with Middleton adding 13 dishes for his double-double. Kings then win 110-93 in a home bout with the Rockets as Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr. get 20 points apiece. For our Kings, it was Keegan Murray leading us with 20 points, 10 boards, while D'Angelo had a 16-point, 12-board night, sending our Kings to 8-9. With the Kings struggling more than expected, Domantas Sabonis is on his way back to the lineup. However, the starters are going to change. The guards are the same, but Middleton will now move to the 3, Murray back to the 4 where he played so well last season, and Sabonis back to the 5 where he played well last year. Warriors and Thunder sit atop the West with our Kings just a game and a half out of that 3 seed and 3.5 back from those top guys. Spurs are at the bottom of the conference at 3-14 after winning top pick Carson Sanders in the lottery. Oof. In the East, Celtics sit at the top, with the Hornets and the Magic surprising some early in the year. Wizards at 3-14 are at the bottom, and the defending champion Bulls don't look all that much better. Power rankings have moved our Kings into the 15th spot, trending upwards. Can we keep that going? To begin the next episode, the Kings will host the Nuggets in the last game of a 3-game homestand. Nuggets have lost 3 in a row now, as the Joker hasn't led a game in points since his 24 led the Nuggets past the Raptors in their last win. Can we roll in the next episode, or will the Joker dominate us like he always does? Let me know in the comments. I thank you guys so much for your support on this series. Please keep it up with those likes and those shares so that more folks can find this content here on YouTube. Thank you, channel members, for keeping the dream alive, especially franchise QBs TClink24, Christian Horn, Rigoberto Ramirez, Colby Gaynor, Troy Gordon, and our only general manager, Matthew Hackett. I love you all.